As a man, nothing erodes your confidence more than lacking the ability to take care of yourself or the people that you care about, especially when you're in a relationship or especially when you have kids. The world doesn't have any mercy for you being underemployed or unemployed, no matter what the circumstances of the economy looks like. And this isn't because the patriarchy created this or anything. It's a natural feeling in a man to want to provide. So when all these conversations come about provider man this and provider man that, every man inherently wants to be able to provide for himself and the people that he care about. His inability to do so may be tied to economical things or the things that's going on in the economy, but every man wants to feel like he can provide for himself and the people that he care about. And if you're in a relationship with a woman will take care of you for a time being, be it your wife, your girlfriend, be it a significant other, whatever. She'll look out for you, especially when, if she got with you when you were kind of on the level and she was highly attracted to you and, she wants to see the best to you, she'll try to get you to the next level. But depending on how long it takes for you to be able to provide her with something, and it's not just money, it's the security to know that she can call upon you if need be to take care of X, Y, and Z. Be it if it's a flat, be it if her car stalls out, be it if the lights are about to get cut off, be it if she has to take some time off of work. She wants to be able to rely on you. And if you are unemployed or underemployed, you can't do that. Like I say, it's going to erode your confidence. And there are so many men that have been down this path, be it if they're married or be it if they're in just a long-term relationship, or if they're single and they're trying to get into the dating scene and they're seeing all these women saying that they don't want no scrubs, they don't want no men that can't provide this and that. And there's a lot of young men who haven't had a chance to even get into the dating scene, mostly because they spent their latter high school days and their college days trying to come into a workforce and a career field that has been quickly replaced by AI and robots. So they feel worthless. I see all these videos from young men saying, I have a master's degree, I have a bachelor's degree, and I can't find a job. Or they're not hiring in my town, because even these low level jobs, even these service jobs, even these retail jobs in a lot of places are hard to come by because the market is saturated with people just trying to make ends meet. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody needs to make money in this time, but everybody can't find a job because of a lot of different reasons. And when you can find a job, a lot of times maybe that job is not going to provide you with the lifestyle that you feel that's going to provide you with a future to be able to take care of a woman and children and all these things. So a lot of men feel worthless in their own skin, and no man wants to feel worthless. No, every man wants to feel valued. Every man wants to feel needed. You understand? And that's where a lot of young men and men in general are stuck, underemployed or unemployed. Jobs are hard to come by. I know in this economy here in Vegas, at least, the casinos have laid off a whole lot of people. A whole lot of service workers have started to flood the different strip clubs and stuff. And I'm talking about old ladies that, are just like, all right, I'm trying to go in audition and see if I can shake some ass and show some titties. More people are coming back into the service industry, into these regular restaurants like where I work, to try to serve some tables because the jobs at the casinos are down. And why is tourism down here? Because Vegas is overpriced. It's expensive. The novelty has worn off. They have to bring the price down. They have to change the city up in order to attract new booty, so to speak. But the casinos are losing money because young people don't gamble. They don't need to come to the city to gamble when they can gamble on their phone. And we've lost a lot of tourism because of this whole ICE situation from outside the country. A lot is going on, and the city refuses to adjust, just like a lot of places here in America. And a lot of people are asked out. The jobs ain't jobbing. Even me, I'm trying to find a second job, mostly because my first job, they have all these stupid, superfluous freaking rules and things that I personally don't agree with, and it feels to me like they're trying to dig a hole, the grave for this company. Because why, as a sit-down restaurant, are we being timed on how long we keep the people in the seats? Meaning, we trying to get these people in and out as fast as possible, and we're not even having doorbuster sales or people like literally sitting in a restaurant like that. We never have a full restaurant, so why are we trying to rush people out? We need people sitting in there spending money, eating, and enjoying their time. The last thing we need to be doing is trying to rush people out of our restaurant. But that's neither here nor there. But trying to find a second job is hard because, like I said, the market is saturated. And it's not easy when you're trying to find. A lot of people want you to be able to, especially in these low-level jobs, want you to be able to compromise all your time. Are you completely free? What's your schedule? No, I'm not completely free because I have another job. You guys don't pay enough at this particular job that I'm applying for me to be able to not have a second job. I can't dedicate all my time to this, let's say, gas station. I'm applying for a lot of gas stations, right? Are you free for the? I'm free for these hours. That's it on these days. A lot of people don't want to hear that. Even though they say, what's your availability? When you tell them, you're more likely to get a call back when you're open, when you don't have anything going on in your life, right? And if you literally sit up here and you fill out these applications and you say, okay, yeah, like I can work, Monday through Sunday through fucking Sunday, 7 days a week, but I can only work these hours. They're like, well, you can't be open. What if we need you to come in? You know what I'm saying? And so when you're competing with people that don't have any employment, a lot of people are completely open. So it's real hard to even find a second job because you're competing with people that's even just trying to find their first job. I swear, every time I make a video, I swear it could be quiet all day, and people will let their kids outside to just be running past my door to make a video. It is extremely irritating, but that's the price of living in the fucking hood. Anyway, trying to find a second job is hard, but even trying to find that first job is a nightmare. Imagine you staying with your girl, okay? You've been trying to find a job forever. It's different when a woman's trying to find a job as opposed to find a man trying to find a job. If my girl can't find a job and she's out of work for a certain amount of time and I need to be able to take care of her, we as men don't think negatively about women when they're out of work. We just take care of them because, like I say, we want to provide. We want to feel needed, right? We want to be able to be that person that they can lean on. But when we're out of work, it's only so long that you can lean on your woman before she loses attraction, before she loses respect for you because you're not providing. It's just the nature of things. It's not because she's a bitch. It's just the nature of things. So you've been trying to find a job and it's hard to find work because of this competitive thing. You've been borrowing money off your girl so that you can buy weed and and all of your little provisions and everything. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm talking from freaking experience, okay? And you're trying to find work or you're trying to get to the next level and the work is not coming in. You start beating yourself up. Your confidence really starts to take a hit. That's where our confidence comes from as men. Whereas a lot of confidence for women come from the way that they look and the way they present to the world. We as men, the way we present to the world mean through our ability to provide, the means that we have, our status, right? And when you're not bringing in no ends, your status is minimal. And like I say, reinforced by the fact that you can easily get on social media and have all these people telling you that you ain't shit because you ain't got no money in your pocket, or the limited money that you do have in your pocket is just going into the house. You don't have no money. You get what I'm saying? As a man, you don't like the way that feels. You don't like the way it feels to not be able to like travel. You know what I mean? Not to be able to take your girl out, not to be able to do planned excursions for the household or things for the household because you're not bringing in any money or enough money. So many people are going through that. And what are those men are called? They're called bums. They're just called bums. However, I see so many women who are just in the same situation. They're not called bums. And I mean, this is the double standard that exists. It's just the way of life. And I'm not like making this video to dump on one sex to the other. This is just, I'm speaking as a man, and as a man that has been in that position to where I didn't have fucking two dimes to rub together, and my ladies were taking care of me. You don't feel good about that. So when women are saying, "Oh, these men want to just live up on these women and stuff," no, you don't. And that's why, what was it, late last year when that man made that video talking about he's sick and he wants a woman to provide for him, and he's just looking for a girl to rub his feet. He don't have a job. He's not bringing any money. I'm saying you're putting yourself in a position where you're going to resent that woman, because you're going to move into that woman's house and you're going to be at her mercy. And any woman that would have accepted a nigga literally saying he has nothing to offer, you're going to resent her because she's moving you in, because that is like that's like a power dynamic that she wants to exploit. And as a man, you're not going to want to be coddled to that degree for so long and having to live under her program, because you are a man. You're going to want to be able to provide your own and be able to have some say so in the house as to what's going on. So even putting yourself in that position would have put him would have been a nightmare. And I don't know what's happened to that man since then, and whether some woman has moved him in since then or not. I wouldn't be surprised if some woman has moved that man in. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, it was a man. He went viral for looking for, say he was homeless. He was looking for a woman to take care of him, and he didn't have anything to provide, and it went viral. And I'm pretty sure some woman answered the call and he moved in with some woman. I'm pretty sure he's good. He even liked my video response to him over there on TikTok, but whatever. I just think that when you're in that position, you don't feel complete as a man if you don't have your own shit going on for you. But the way everything is set up, it's hard to find purpose. It's hard to find meaning, right? Especially because everything is attached to money. Your value as a person, especially as a man, is attached to your ability to provide. And since we live in a machine matrix that doesn't allow you to provide through provision, so to speak, you can't just go out there and hunt and bring back pelts to make, to be known as the pelt guy. Or you can't just pay your bills with art or with, a witty sense of humor. That's not how that works. You have to turn those things into money. If you get the pelts, you have to turn those pelts into money. If you have a witty sense of humor, you have to turn it into comedy, turn it into money. You know what I'm saying? Everything has to become money in order for you to spend it in this machine matrix to begin with. And if you don't have the ability to do that, you suffer. You suffer not just because you can't do it on your own, but even when you're trying to fill out applications and nobody's hiring, you suffer because you're not bringing in no money on. And that's the big problem. How the fuck do you bring in some goddamn money on? That is the question that vexes so many of us. How to bring in more money on. And no, this is not a video of solutions. This is just video to point out a thing where this is the root of most men's despair, not being able to provide. Any man can slang dick, right? Any man can take out the garbage, right? Any man can watch the kids. Any man can protect the perimeter of the house. But can you bring in the money on? I'm gonna tell you one of the most worthless I've ever felt. It was in my last relationship. And my ex started having car trouble. And she had called me because her car was constantly breaking down. And at some point, her mom ended up helping her get a new car, whatever. But she called me at one point and she was like, "Oh, I'm broke down on the side of the road," or da 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 da. And I was like, "All right, da da da." I was gonna hop on the scooter and go over there and meet her. But she was like, "Oh, why am I even calling you? There ain't shit you can do," and just hung up on me. And I felt like shit. I was like, well, I mean, truth be told, I can't do shit. I can't do a goddamn thing for this woman. And in that moment, I honestly thought that once this relationship is over, I would never literally want to be in a position to where a woman has to count on me like that. You understand? Like, to where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to call. I need to call Jeremy we're in this relationship. I'm gonna call my man because no, don't call me. I'm not that nigga. If you're gonna call me, you're gonna call me because maybe you want you want to come hang out, or you want to fucking, our relationship is on. But don't call me to come and fucking rescue you. Don't call me to be the provider or nothing like that. Those days are done for me. I'm speaking for the people that have not had the chance yet to even experience what it's like to be in a relationship, provide, or try to build, or nothing like that. Niggas like me, over the goddamn hill. The only person that I can barely provide for at this point in time is myself. And I am okay with that, right? So when I see like all of these videos about, oh, this nigga needs to be able to provide this, and I'm like, it could never be me. I will always lose to the man that can provide more than me. So will you. So would any man. You understand? The man that can provide more will always be the winner of the game. That's why so many of these celebrities are able to get away with doing whatever the fuck they want with these women, however the fuck they want with these women, because these women know that at the end of the day that they can provide them a lifestyle, and that is what is important. That's why those men will always get more respect from women in general, not individual women. Don't take it as offense to this women in general, because those men can provide. Provider men will always get more respect as far as like from society. You get what I'm saying? Now on the back end, being able to slang some dick will get you some fucking respect on the back end, and will get you a lot of goddamn treats and the stuff that the provider man is working his ass off to gain the respect that the woman will never get. But on the surface, on the machine, as far as the long run, as far as the respect, the man that goes through the gauntlet to be able to provide for himself and the people that he loves will always have more respect in the eyes of society and in himself. And y'all can call it the patriarchy, you can call it whatever you want. I just call it just being human. And with that being said, I just wanted to make this video because I'm looking for a second job. And it's been hard to find a second job. And I've been seeing these videos of people saying, I can't find a job. I can't find a first job. And I feel for those people. I pray to God every night that nothing happens with my main job and I'm able to continue to provide for myself, because I never want to be in a position where I'm relying on anybody else ever again. That is one of the worst positions you can be in as a man. I want to be able to live the rest of this life and be able to just completely provide for myself and not rely on a relationship, a woman, my mama, nobody. And I wish that for every man, because when you don't have that, you feel like you're missing a testicle.